Bullet Club.
Hey guys, Ivan's Quantic here, back again with more WWE 2K18 content, continuing the series of top 10 2K18 moves. This of course is a series where I look at a superstar and say these specific 10 moves needs to be in that superstar's 2K18 moveset. And this week we're following the Olympic gold medalist himself, Kurt Angle. Now, Kurt Angle has not appeared in a WWE video game in 10 years since SmackDown vs. Raw 2007, and the last video game ever he was in was a year after that in TNA Impact 2008, and that was 9 years ago. But we haven't seen him in a WWE video game in 10 years, so finally the Olympic gold medalist is back, the probably #1 most requested superstar, and man, he's got a whole move set to look after. So let's get straight into it. Here are the top 10 moves that need to be in Kurt Angle's 2K18 moveset. Coming in at number 10, of course, is a good old German. Now, these days, when you think of a German, you associate it with Brock Lesnar. But man, I think Kurt Angle has a smoother and more crisp German. Of course, Kurt Angle was in the fucking Olympics, so he knows how to pull off a pretty nice German suplex. And if that translates well into 2K, man, it needs to be in his moveset. What I'm really hoping for is that they don't just copy and paste and give Kurt Angle Brock Lesnar's suplex, but actually have a different animation for Kurt Angle, because, you know, they do their Germans differently, so I really want that translated well. So I think this should just be a standard, you know, forward or, you know, facing your opponent move, not a signature finisher or anything, but the German needs to be in Kurt Angle's moveset, and especially have a unique one. Number 9, keeping on track with German suplexes, this time we've got the Avalanche German suplex. Now, an Avalanche German suplex can be done pretty damn well, but it is hard to pull it off great. And Kurt Angle is one of those people that can just pull off an Avalanche German, and how well would it translate to WWE 2K18? I think perfect. This is one of those moves you play the game to do. These are just one of the fucking fun moves to do, and when you hit it out of nowhere, shit just goes crazy. This is one of the reasons you should get the 2K18 game to hit moves like that, especially in Angle's moveset. So the Avalanche German just needs to be in the Olympic gold medalist's moveset. Sticking to the theme of suplexes, coming in at number 8 is the overhead belly to belly. Now, there are a lot of people going with the belly to belly, but the overhead belly to belly is just a completely different move. It should really have a different name, because, you know, you think of the normal belly to belly like Bailey's, and then you think of the overhead and it's just devastating. Now, this is also a move I think should just be in his standard moveset, so, you know, you just press X to hit it, and this will make Kurt Angle one of the most OP people in the game if it's like that. That's how I would have it, just a standard grapple move for the overhead, and that will be fucking perfect. Another way to implement the overhead is that, say you Irish whip someone into the ropes, you know, and then when they're running at you, you press L1, you duck underneath them, they run the rope again, and then you hit the overhead belly to belly, and it will just make Kurt Angle fucking OP. So please, the overhead belly to belly needs to be a grapple move for Kurt Angle's 2K18 moveset. Number 7, the triple German suplex. Now this should be Kurt Angle's signature move. In fact, in the hidden moveset in the previous WWE games, it is his signature move. So I think that should keep the trend as having the triple German as Kurt Angle's signature move. However, they really need to make another version of this for Kurt Angle because nobody gets the height that Angle does. It's incredible how high he can just lift them up 3 times in a row, not letting up his grip. For example, Brock has a great triple German, but he doesn't get nearly as high as Kurt Angle does, and not letting go of the grip at all, even on those bigger opponents, and he gets up so fast in between each German. It's incredible. So please 2K, you need to make another variation for Angle to have as his signature move, where you just get that height and that speed that Angle replicates in real life, and that's why it is the number 7 spot. Down to number 6, and this honestly might be my favorite Kurt Angle move. It's the Avalanche belly to belly. So we already covered the belly to belly, but the Avalanche is so much more better, and I think it's my favorite move of his to watch. Just the fact when he's just standing still or he's getting up slowly and the opponent's on the turnbuckle, and out of nowhere he sprints and hits the Avalanche belly to belly in one motion. It's the greatest thing ever. I love so much. Just out of nowhere start sprinting and hitting that belly to belly out of nowhere. It's fucking fantastic. So I think the way to make this move justice is having it as another grapple move. So say for example your opponent is on the top rope, you just sprint right to the turnbuckle, press square or X, and then you hit that Avalanche belly to belly in one motion. It has to be in one motion. That's why it can't be the signature or a finisher, because I really think the running to the ropes makes the move so much better, and why it's one of my favorites, and it's something only Kurt Angle can pull off, and that's why it is the number 6. Coming in at number 5, and here we have something different. I think this could pull off as an OMG moment. So in WWE games, there are some OMG moments which are moves to 2 people at once. For example, you can hit a double AA or a double choke slam or a double shell shock if you're, say, in a tag team or handicap match. And I think this same thing could apply to a double German suplex for Kurt Angle. That would be fantastic, because Kurt Angle does this in real life, hitting a German on 2 people at the same time. So having this as his special OMG moment will just prove fantastic for Angle and make him one of the most fun characters to play as in the game. I don't know why they wouldn't put this in. The only reason why I think 2K wouldn't include this is if they don't think about it. But seriously, 2K, please include a special OMG moment, double German suplex, and that will just change the game for Kurt Angle, and that's why it is coming in at number 5. So far in the list, we've just had variations of suplexes, finally a different move, and holy crap, what a different move it is. A fucking moonsault. When you look at Kurt Angle, nobody's gonna expect this guy to pull off a moonsault, but he does it perfectly every single time. This guy jumps so high into the air backwards, and he's built like a machine. I have no idea how he could do it. In fact, if I had never watched a Kurt Angle match and I played 2K18 and this move was in his moveset, I would honestly think that someone just put it in there for a laugh. I would not think this guy could actually pull it off, but he fucking can perfectly. And in the previous WWE games, in the hidden moveset for Kurt Angle, this is listed as his signature, as well as a triple German suplex, and this needs to carry on. This needs to be a signature, because holy shit, it is perfect, and that's why the moonsault comes in at number 4. down to the top 3, and we have Kurt Angle's own finisher, the Angle Slam, also known as the Olympic Slam. Now, in my opinion, the Angle Slam is just one of the most fun finishes to watch and perform. I love just the spinning of it. You know, the special, you don't hold the opponent up in a fireman's carry. You hold them with their arm and their leg, and you just, like, you turn in midair. And I think it looks fantastic, and it's incredible. I think Kurt Angle is really the only person that can pull it off as masterfully as he does. It's just a magnificent sight to see. I fucking love the just spinning in midair. It looks fantastic, and that needs to translate over into 2K18, of course, as his primary finisher, and I think we all know it will, so there's nothing to worry about there. I don't even think they need to create a completely new animation. They've got the Olympic Slam in there. Just rename it to an Angle Slam and you're all set. So there we go. At number 3, we have the Angle Slam. At number 2, of course, the ankle lock. Now, in my opinion, I would call this one of the most famous finishes, along the lines of with the stunner and the tombstone. I think it's really up there, especially I think it's definitely the most famous submission finisher of all time. It's just incredible, and you know, so many people replicate the ankle lock. You've got your Jack Swaggers and your Ken Shamrocks, but there's always one constant: nobody pulls it off like Kurt Angle. Whether he's got the ankle lock on you when he's standing up or he takes you to the ground, it just looks so painful, and I know it is for the wrestlers too, and it looks, you just can't take your eyes off the screen. It's so perfect. That's where the dilemma comes in. How are you gonna have it? So obviously in 2K18, the ankle lock is going to be where Kurt Angle stands, but I think you need to include the version where he like falls on the ground and holds you, wraps his legs around your leg while does it. But they can't do it, so I honestly might sometimes change out his moveset for that version of the ankle lock as well. But in 2K18, the standing ankle lock needs to be his finisher, of course, along with the Angle Slam, and I think we can all guarantee it will be, and that's why it comes in at number 2. What the hell comes in at number 1? Well, if we've learned anything about Kurt Angle, it's that he loves his suplexes and he loves his avalanches. So we gotta put his finishing move, the Angle Slam, into the avalanche variant, and that's why it comes in at number 1. Just think about how devastating the Angle Slam is. Now put that to the top rope. I just can't imagine. Could you imagine actually being on the receiving end of an Angle Slam from the top rope? Because you're faced away from the mat, you have no idea when you're gonna hit the mat. It must be absolutely terrifying. I could never do it. I just don't understand how the wrestlers can do it. Just picture yourself right now taking it, you're falling backwards, you have literally at any moment your back is just gonna smash into the mat. I just don't understand, and it's devastating and it fucking hurts, I know for a fact, but best of all, fucking great, and that's why it comes in at number 1. So tell me guys, do you agree with my list? Are there any moves that I left out? Do you think all these moves will make the cut into Angle's 2K18 moveset? And make sure to remember to subscribe and tell me in the comments below which superstar should I cover next, and I'll be sure to do that. But in the meantime, I'll see you in the next one guys. Thanks so much for watching.